Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jared Poirier, and welcome to my comic book review segment where I talk about comic books. So I don't know if you guys remember, but on last week's show, we talked about this comic right here, Planet Hulk. But on today's show, we're going to talk about a much better comic. This comic right here, Marvels. So Marvels is a 4-issue miniseries written by Kurt Busiek with art by Alex Ross. And it chronicles the life of this American photographer, Phil Sheldon, from World War II, basically into the Cold War period. And the best way to describe this story is that it's basically a superhero story, but from the perspective of the everyman. And I'm going to hold off expressing my opinions on this book for a bit, just so I can give you guys a bit more of a summary of the story first. So what this book really does is chronicles major events in history, intertwined with events in the Marvel canon. So along with World War II and the Cold War, we also have the formation of the Fantastic Four, the arrival of Galactus, and the emergence of the X-Men. And really these events in the Marvel Universe become analogous to historical events, things that really don't fit into your worldview because they're completely out of your control. So as I said, this comic is meant to be like an average person's view on comic book events. So comic book readers will sort of know what's going on with like the Fantastic Four fighting Galactus, but to everybody else it's just like really confusing, and we see all of the destruction and all of the paranoia that goes along with these like glorious superhero battles. So it really gives you like a different perspective. And I think that it was really a genius move to make our protagonist here, Phil Sheldon, a photographer, because as a photographer, he has a front row seat to all of the actions of the Marvels. And what's more is that he's able to publish a photo book on the Marvels, and he's able to write all of the captions himself. So between his reporting and working on that photo book, I think that he really had like an opportunity to shape public opinion of the Marvels. Because at first, Phil is like everybody else in society, just confused and frightened, like baffled by these superhumans and their activities and the fact that it's having an impact on their life. But once Phil's been reporting on these Marvels for a while and he's been sort of tracking their activities, he gets kind of a unique point of view to share with the world. So the book ends up having this really powerful and really positive message that things that frighten you and seem out of your control are oftentimes just a real opportunity. And that an average individual who lives an average life can actually influence the world in some spectacular ways. Alright, so I'd like to talk a bit about some of the art in this comic, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this comic book. I found that the art in this book was really magnificent, and I wasn't surprised. I already knew that Alex Ross is a great artist, but like each panel is its own amazing painting, and Alex Ross is not just a great comic book artist, guys, but a great artist in general. And this is some of the best comic book art that you're going to find anywhere. This is a really excellent comic. In fact, it's one of the best comic books I've ever read. The art is incredible, the story is incredible, and it gives a really interesting perspective on superhero stories that we don't usually see. I was really impressed with this book's rich, complex, and intimate take on the superhero genre. And I would definitely recommend this comic to anybody looking to get into Marvel or just comic books in general. So that's going to be it for now, guys. Go read Marvels. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.